guys, a warm welcome, namaste, happy 2019 as well. Hey Libra, this is your yearly forecast reading starting from February 2019, working all the way into the very first month of 2020, January. We will use one card per month using these Morgan Greer cards. So it's relatively light in perspective of one card per month, but we are still going in depth with the personal messages that arrive. Bear in mind, again, this is a overall general reading, but we will work through each of the messages that come and see, what direction we're going in for the year. I have already been shuffling for you, but I will continue to do so with intent. We're also going to call in the vibrational energy of Archangel Michael to be with us for this reading. Now, Michael is very good at protection and for the home in particular, for offering nurturing and supportive energies as well. So any time in the year that you wish to utilize Michael to call upon, feel free to remember to encompass that high vibrational energy, to sort of incorporate it into your plans, dreams and aspirations. So this is for Libra for a yearly forecast for 2019. A little bit more, not much I think. Yeah, so we are also starting off the year, January, we've had two eclipses. We have had the first one on January the 5th, then we've had one, we're about to embark on one on the 21st of January, and in between that we have just found out we have three big asteroids that have done a flyby of Earth. So they've paid us a little bit of heated attention. Now, asteroids also impact what is going on for us at the higher dimensional level. So anything that traverses our solar system and interferes with the flow of everything and energy around us has an impactful role on how we feel and what is going on with our psyche. So January has been a big start to the year 2019. So we've finished the shuffling. I'm going to pull the first card for you guys. It is February, starting off for February for the year, for 2019, and you have the Ten of Swords. March, we have the World card, the first of your major arcanas. April, we have the Emperor, the second major arcana. And May, we have the Page of Cups. Moving down to the next line, sort of more the middle of the year, June, we have the Two of Cups. That's nice, you guys. I feel a little bit of love coming in. July, we have another major arcana and we have the Judgment card. August, another one, my favourite, the Fool. September, the Three of Pentacles. October, the Nine of Wands. November, the Ten of Wands, brothers in arms, moving up the journey. A couple of tens already peeking in here. That's talking about endings, guys, and the Fool is talking about new beginnings. So is the World talking about endings. Anyhow, coming back to here, December, the very last card for the year of 2019, the Four of Pentacles. And your first card for the energy of 2020, let's see what it is. The Two of Swords. So we have two twos, two tens. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas, and they're clustered here, sort of right in the middle, gaining momentum and energy off each other as well. So it appears that for the year, the average has been between 4 and 5 major arcanas for all of the signs. And I highly recommend you guys check out your moon and rising signs as well, because you could be surprised with the information that's there. It helps to give you, sort of insight, psychic insight into situations that may be occurring for you during the year. Let's start with your first card for sort of February of 2019, and it's probably the most glitchy of all your cards. It is diagonally attached to the Judgment card, and some people find the Judgment card a little bit confronting as well. I don't, but for some people they do. Let's get into this Ten of Swords. It's a little bit yucky. It feels like you're being stymied or stifled or backstabbed or bleh, you know, like flat, no energy. It's hard to drag yourself up out of something, out of some mirror or sludge. It may have come with you from last year, because the tens are not usually just boom in your face right now. It's been something that's been, you know, sort of festering away in the background. So it could have come from many months back and come through from 2018. But you sort of seem a bit shocked by it, because sometimes we're blindsided because we didn't see it coming, but it's been boiling away. Now, oftentimes, because it's a sword, it's an air sign energy like yourself. It has to do with communication or thinking or words. So sometimes this is related to relationships one way or another. It could be people around you, it could be friends or family or workmates. And they seem to have done you a bit of a disservice. They stabbed you in the back and you've thought, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't deserve that. And oftentimes when this card is here, you didn't deserve it, but it's happened. So this is the time to let it go and go, okay, yep, had enough of that. I'm not taking you back again, and you move on. It's all about letting the past go and looking into the future. I know when you see that person there flat on their back, you think, well, how can you look into the future? His face is in the snow and he can't see a thing. You don't have to have your face looking to be able to see into the future. That's why we do it, when we connect with our higher self, our cosmic self, our celestial helpers. They help us to understand how to move forward. So rather than trying to do everything on the physical realm, you connect at the spiritual and you'll find more answers. You'll find more psychic insight. So yes, it's a deflatorry way to start, but in many ways it's a new beginning. And I think that's the more important way to focus on that Ten of Swords. So it's about letting go of people who no longer serve you, or who have dishonoured you, or, you know, caused disruption to you. It's about picking yourself up and moving into the future with a new direction and new energy. However, if we're talking about the physical perspective, we can also see that sometimes this card relates to physical draining. So a lack of energy, a lack of momentum, feeling tired and energyless. This could be a really good time to make sure that you are vitalized, especially with things like sleep, taking minerals, vitamins, eating healthy food, being in the state of mindfulness, appropriating your thoughts into positive directions, uplifting positive mantras. All of these things fuel our positive energy in life and take us forward in a more happy disposition. It can also reference sore backs, shoulders and necks, and sometimes head pain. So some of you may need to go and have a massage, some Reiki, go to a physiotherapist, or an x-ray if you've got really sore bones. It can even go all the way down the back and into the hips. Now, another thing this card can represent is the beginning of a demise in health for an elderly person that you know, and it could be a family member or it could be a friend, and sometimes this is like a terminal illness phase. So for some of you, and remember I said this is general, but some of you may find that there is someone around you you know who will be passing soon, an older person usually. We come to March and we see the World card. Now this often donates travel, and it can be physical travel, and some of you can be going on a trip, and it can be a big overseas trip like your first one, or a massive one for many months, or even to go and live in another country or another part of your own country. It can also symbolize final episodes and journeys, so it's a card of endings and new beginnings, and so you see you have two of them connected here. So there's quite a powerful energetic thrust of letting go of a whole lot of stuff and moving into a new perspective. The World brings with it knowledge and understanding. She seems to hold 2 scripts in her hand, and often this is about acclaiming or achieving some status or graduation from something, almost like the graduation of life's university. So for some of you, you might be getting your certificates in the mail from a university, or after sitting exams and finishing a degree. For others of you, this is just about the knowledge you have gained along a certain dynamical perspective of your life, and you are ready to move forward into the new paradigm, taking with it the information that you had, which makes you a more knowledgeable and rounded and whole person as you move forward. This card can also represent new relationships coming, and quite often, between 2 people, like lovers. So it can be the sign of new intimate relationships coming, and they can be quite good. They can be long-lasting and become very deep, like a soulmate. And sometimes they are with different people of different nationalities, and that you sometimes don't even speak the same language, because this is what the world references. So on your world journeys, you may meet this person and you become the best of friends, or even deeper, and you don't even speak the same language, but it's like that bond that's there beneath the surface of us. It goes deeper, it connects with love. So we come to April and we see Mr. Sternface sort of telling the world to calm down and put her clothes back on. So he's the Emperor, and he's often known as the Aries energy. It's a good time for him to turn up, because he is often around for the May and April time. He can literally represent an Arian person. He's quite, stoic, forceful, rule-oriented. He's a great mentor though, so some of you might find this person in your life that you listen to, or you need his advice for something. He could be a bank manager, a taxation person, a legal person, and you go and you hear what he has to say. Generally, he does try to rule the roost and tighten the grip on things. So for some of you, you may feel him pulling you in, or grounding you, or putting up some boundaries, and some of you may not like it. So it might be sort of a tempestuous kind of like, I want my freedom back, I want to be back on this opening of the world, and he's kind of pulling it back a bit. But it will be for a reason, and there will be logic behind it, and it will have something very worldly reason for it to happen, and it could be around your finances or your career or some sort of legal aspect in your life. So it pays to listen to him anyhow. Now, if he doesn't come in from that perspective, he could well be coming in as a friend, or for some of you, like a new partner. It could be a business partner, or it could be a romantic partner as well. So again, many different propositions for the Emperor. We come here to May and we see more love in the air. So, we just had that bit of glitch there, and then we've got this kind of whole feeling of potential relationship energy, movement, changes, growth, nurture, propositions, love. It's building up to look really quite nice. So the Page of Cups can be about an offer coming into you, can be love and romance for some of you. For others, it could just be something that you're really passionate about, something that you're so excited with. So the possibility of a new project that you're working on that just makes your heart sing, could be more of the creative side of life, because often that's what we get very passionate about. And I don't mean to be rude, because I'm sure accountants are passionate about counting money, or working out their figures. So for each and every one of us, it's very different as to what makes your heart sing and buzz. But definitely the Page of Cups is a new beginning or a new offering, and it can be relationships and love, or it can be the things that make you passionate. Oh wow, and of course we come down to June, and here we are still singing the song of love. The Two of Cups is a beautiful card, and it's a little bit connected to this World card up here, where we talked before about the possibility of foreign romances and relationships, and they're diagonally interconnecting with each other. So the Two of Cups usually always symbolises a very deep spiritual connection between two people, and it's usually intimate, but it doesn't have to be. So it can be the bond of pure love, which is all of the positive reinforcements in life, such as harmony, support, nurture, listening, caring, all of the things that are good and healthy in positive relationships. That's what this card embellishes. So for some of you, this could be coming into your life in the form of a new potential soulmate, and for some of you even deeper, like a lighting of the soul. So the twin flame harmonizing energy coming in, and when that can happen, it can it's like it lightens your soul. It takes you up to the level of light frequency, where you vibrate at a quicker pulse and you feel the connection to the cosmos. So for some of you, you might even be involved in feelings like this around this period of time. For others, this Two of Cups could represent a business relationship that is very supportive and nurturing and works well as well. So from whichever dynamic we're looking at it, it bodes positivity and success and support and love one way or another. If you're already in a committed relationship with a partner, then this is at the time when these feelings are even more emulated and cherished and adored and revered. So again, just positive, 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 love, love, love. We come to July and we see the Judgment card. I don't dislike the Judgment. I think it tells us to wake up and listen. We see the trumpets coming in from here. Quite often this can be from a celestial angelic vibration, and we called Archangel Michael in at the beginning. So I think he's been showing up when I've started calling him in for the later readings. He generally shows up in a card to let us know that he is here, and that is an archangel blowing and making himself be heard. So I think Michael is here for you, especially around that time of the year, if you need to call on him. Now, he could be knocking on your brain or knocking on your head, trying to alert you to some sort of change that you need to make. So start to listen to your synchronistic events or clairaudience or psychic intuition, to things that take place that are unusual, that you think to yourself, wow, oh gosh, should I listen to this? This is not what I would have thought, and I think it's important. So the Judgment card is about hearing from afar, from something else, telling you to change direction. It can be an epiphany moment, the aha moment. It can be the place and time where you wake up, where you move out of the zombie past, where you were entrapped or enslaved or disbelieving or caught up in something that wasn't right. It wasn't taking you where you were meant to be. So I look at the Judgment card as incredibly powerful. Now the other thing I do think with it, and it is aligned a little bit up here, it can still relate back to some physical conundrums. So sometimes headaches, we've talked about that a little bit with this card, sometimes around the shoulders, neck as well. Sometimes even your hearing may play up and you may feel like you need a hearing check, sometimes even eye checks to get new glasses or to find out that you even need glasses. So that card often has a wee bit of a physicality involved with it as well. Moving to the Fool, which is August. Again, one of my very all-time favourites, because this card is all about you, no one else. You don't have to think about anyone else when the Fool is here. So the Fool pays attention to his heart, to his dreams, to his visions, to his aspirations. He listens to the beat of his own drum and he takes heed and off he goes. So this is kind of like, whoa, stop, listen, you're going in the wrong direction, something needs to change, whether it's a belief you had, or whether you felt like no one would ever love you, or that you couldn't start this business, but here it is, suddenly it's in your face, and you go, no, I don't believe it, and then he goes, yes, you'd better believe it, and then he goes, right, we'll go on this new direction, we'll head in this new way, we'll change it up, ship it out, move it on, boot it out. The Fool is magical, but he can go sometimes half-cocked, and he needs to take a few extra precautions with him. He needs to have a little bit more vision as to why he's going and where he wants to end up. He doesn't plan a lot. So sometimes it would be beneficial to write a list or to write a future perspective of where you want to head. I also see pets with the Fool, and sometimes, which I keep moving the cards and I don't know why. I don't know what that message is about. But anyhow, I should have said it over here. This Two of Cups can also sometimes be a beautiful relationship with a pet that comes into your life, and the pet can be like a soulmate as well. So, and we see pets again down here, so something for some of you about pets. You may get a new one in your life. It could be a very special relationship, or some of you may find a pet moving on as well. But let's come to September. We see the Three of Pentacles. This is a success card. It's acknowledgement of great rewards, especially in your career section, or positivity around your finances as well. Sometimes this is when your name could be made public, or you attend public events where you are part of it. It could be the culmination of a project that's been together with a few people, and it's coming to an end, and it's acknowledged or picked up by someone. You know, a new invention that's adopted by something or someone, being rewarded in your job, finding a promotion or a pay rise, or a slight increment in your finances. So a great noble card, and one where we can feel proud of the work and ethic we have behind us and what we have done. And sometimes it's even associated with charitable work within a community as well, and it's acknowledgement of that reward. We come to the bottom line, and we have these brothers in cohort here, the 9 and the 10 of Wands, and that is October and November. So sort of around your birthday time, as well as this one here. And the cards are not exactly set for month to month. There's a little bit of movement going on, so they'll flow a couple of weeks either side sometimes. But these two carry very similar messages. The 9 is about getting towards the end of something, making sure you continue on, like don't give up, keep battling, you're near the end, or your ideas are coming. Even though we've seen the success and awards over here, it may be a different project down here. This might be more deeply creative, or a new perspective, or a different project. I feel like they're different. I feel that's different to this. So maybe you've had more than one thing going at a time. Maybe you're working or doing stuff for the community, but you've also got this over here, which could be like a project in the background, or something you're doing, or you know, whether it's a private hobby or another big project. Because we've got 9 and 10 together in the consecutive months, it makes me feel like it's relatively big, or it's taking up quite a lot of time or energy or consumption, or other people are involved as well, because that's what these 9 of Wands are. There's often other people in this situation. So sometimes it could mean that you've been trying to get something signed off, or listened to, or adopted, or uplifted, or amalgamated, and then, you know, it's almost like you're not fighting the whole thing, but you have to stand tall, and you have to be the boss of it, and you have to take direction. Yeah, so it's taking direction. So if this time of the year there are people or projects or stuff going around, you have to lead it. Get up there and be the leader, Librans, because you're totally capable of that. So then you get to the 10, and you've gathered all these bundles, people, energy, projects, papers, stuff, ideas, concepts, boof, you've got them all there, and you're thinking, thank God, I can't go much longer. It's been a lot of effort, but it's going to be well worth it. This is a reward in itself. It's the signing off of something. It's the finishing of this big project, and it could have been going for 9 or 10 months, so during the year, and even previous as well. You'll be rewarded with it, you'll be pleased with it, and you've learned a lot from it. So it's almost like it could be you could go forward in a new career in it, or a new do it. You might do it again, but be more like the boss of it. Like you can say to people, this is how you do it, yeah, because you've learnt so much. Busy old time, you know, a busy time down here towards the end of the year for you guys, because things are happening and there's lots of people involved. We come to December, and I like to say that this card is the king is in his parlour counting out his money, and he is a king, and he's counting his money, but he's worried about it, and he's a little bit like Mr. Scrooge in December. Ebenezer Scrooge at Christmas. The card has two messages. Don't be so tight with it, but at the same time, don't just flippantly go spending. You do have the money, it is there. You've done a little bit of saving, or you've had a little bit of reward during the year. So don't be so uptight about your money. There might be some in other areas of your life that you haven't thought about, or perhaps you'll get a paycheck from an adventure, or like something else that you've been doing, whether it was stocks and shares, or whether it was dividends, or whether it was a loan from Auntie Joan, or whether it was a payout from Grandma, or an inheritance, or a small windfall, or a promotion. So it's a good card, but it is still one of being, you know, not flippant. The other thing that this card can signify is going for a job interview across the sea or to another country, and sometimes being offered the job. So some of you may have been contemplating leaving where you live and moving interstate or into another country, and you're looking around at jobs at this time of the year as well. So it might be like, oh gosh, we're getting to the end of 2019. I've been through a few epiphanies. I've had some new relationships coming in. I've had some success with my projects. I'm on the move. I'm changing things up. I'm going to take 2020 to a whole new level. And then we come into 2020 with the first card, January. We see it's the 2. We see an ecliptical moon up here, or a new moon, and she's indecisive. She's got that Libra energy thing going. Do I? Don't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? So you go into January weighing something up, not knowing which way to go, and thinking, should I take this or not? It's possibly something to do with this, even in here, or these projects back here. I feel they're all slightly aligned. So your feeling is, what I get from this card is that you have choices as you move into 2020. And to be honest, for me, to have choices is magical, because it means things are happening, and it means that we have made decisions and we are making success. If you had no choices, what would be happening in your life? Very little. So being stuck in this position is not all bad, but what it does tell you is you have to make a decision. If you sit on the fence and procrastinate, you'll lose it. Nothing happens, and then you procrastinate, a couple of weeks go by, or a couple of days, or whatever, and then you ring the person back and you say, oh yes, actually I will take that, and they go, sorry, it's gone. These moments in time when we have the choices, we have to make the decisions fairly quickly, and that's kind of also what this card is about. So because she's blindfolded, she can't see, very much like the way you started up here, with swords, ending in swords, can't see, new beginnings, choices. Make a choice. Use your intuitive ability to connect with your higher self, connect with your celestial helpers, Archangel Michael, who popped in through here. So there we are, Librans. I think you have a really good reading, just a bit glitchy at the beginning, but all glitches have sunlight. It's like every cloud has a silver lining. So think not of the glitch, but of the silver lining, and focus on that. So thank you all for subbing and tuning in and listening. I would come back and listen to this again during the year to refresh yourself with the knowledge and the information that's within the reading. Do check out your moon and risings, and please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because for some reason there's a bit of a glitch with my videos and they're not being got out there very well. It's happened to me before. I have had really quite successful channels in the past on YouTube as well, and after I start uploading certain topic matter, they get a little bit, they just get stifled. So that's life. We carry on, we move on, and we start something new. So thank you everyone, much love to you all, wishing you the very, very best for 2019 and into 2020. Take care, much love, namaste.